The narrator's story begins with a seemingly innocent yet intense encounter at her workplace. While performing her usual duties, she notices a man who immediately catches her attention. There is something about him, whether it's his demeanor, the way he looks at her, or an unspoken chemistry, that makes her feel drawn to him. The attraction between them is mutual, evident from the eye contact they share. Eye contact, in many ways, is one of the most powerful nonverbal ways people communicate. It conveys interest, curiosity, and sometimes even a sense of familiarity. In this case, it sparks something between them, creating a sense of intrigue that leads them to take the next step, exchanging phone numbers. This is a pivotal moment because it signifies mutual interest. Neither of them hesitates, and both are willing to explore what could come from this new connection. Meeting someone under these circumstances, especially in a work environment, adds an extra layer of excitement. Workplaces often create settings where people interact repeatedly, which allows attraction to grow organically. Whether this was their first time seeing each other or whether they had exchanged glances before, there was something strong enough about their initial interaction to lead to direct action, sharing contact information. For the narrator, this moment is exciting. There is a thrill in meeting someone new, especially when the attraction is immediate. It's the kind of moment that makes the heart race a little faster, filling the mind with possibilities. Could he be someone special? Could this be the start of something meaningful? These thoughts are natural when encountering someone who makes a strong first impression. From the way she describes it, the chemistry between them seems electric. This is not just a casual, passing moment, it is one that lingers in her mind and propels her to take things further. And because the feeling is mutual, there is no hesitation from either side. The fact that he is just as eager to exchange numbers suggests that he, too, feels the connection and wants to see where it could lead. Another crucial aspect of this moment is that the narrator is unaware of any potential complications. She sees a man she is interested in, and since he reciprocates her attraction, she has no reason to question anything. The assumption is simple: he is available, and they are both free to explore a romantic connection. This assumption makes perfect sense because, at this stage, he has given her no reason to doubt him. This stage of their story is filled with excitement and anticipation. There is something magical about the early stages of a potential romance: the butterflies, the nervous energy, the eagerness to learn more about the other person. Every text, every call, and every meeting feels fresh and exhilarating. What makes this encounter so significant is that it sets the stage for everything that follows. Without this initial attraction, their relationship would never have started. It is a classic case of two people meeting under unexpected circumstances and feeling an instant pull toward each other. But as with many whirlwind romances, there is an underlying reality that has yet to be revealed. At this moment, the narrator is stepping into something that she believes is pure and exciting. However, unbeknownst to her, the man is hiding a major part of his life. This moment of attraction, while thrilling, is also the point at which deception begins. The foundation of their relationship is already tainted by a lie, but she does not know it yet. She is simply enjoying the excitement of meeting someone new, unaware of the emotional turmoil that awaits her. What makes this stage so compelling is the contrast between what she feels now and what she will feel later. Right now, everything seems perfect, there is no reason to suspect that things will take a painful turn. This sense of security and optimism is what makes the betrayal that follows so much more devastating. At this moment, she is simply a woman who has met someone she is attracted to, and she is eager to explore where it might lead. The excitement of a potential romance fills her with hope, making her blind to the hidden reality of the man she is falling for. This is just the beginning, but in many ways, it is the most crucial moment. It is the moment where everything starts, the moment that sets the chain of events into motion. The eye contact, the attraction, the exchange of numbers, it all seems so simple and innocent, yet it is the foundation of a much more complex and painful story. After exchanging numbers, the narrator and the man begin talking frequently. Their conversations become more engaging, leading to a deeper connection between them. In the early stages of a relationship, communication plays a crucial role in shaping the bond between two people. It's during this time that they share their thoughts, interests, and possibly even their personal struggles. Everything feels exciting and new, making it easy to fall into a rhythm of constant communication. The narrator, being cautious and aware of potential complications, asks him an important and direct question: "Are you married?" This moment is critical because it shows that she values honesty and wants to make sure she is not stepping into an unethical situation. She is not naive, she knows that some men might not be upfront about their commitments, so she takes the responsible step of asking early on. His response is firm and reassuring: "No," with just one word. He eliminates any doubts she might have had. She has no reason to question him further because he answers with confidence. His immediate denial builds the foundation of trust in their relationship, making her feel comfortable enough to pursue something more meaningful with him. At this point, she has no idea that he is lying. There are no visible red flags, no suspicious behavior, no hesitation in his voice, no signs that he might be hiding something. In her mind, this conversation is proof that he is available, which allows her to invest in the relationship without guilt or hesitation. The nature of early trust. Trust is one of the most powerful aspects of any relationship, and in the early stages, it is often given freely. When we meet someone who shows interest in us, we tend to believe what they say unless they give us a reason not to. This is especially true in romantic relationships, where emotions can cloud judgment. The narrator's trust in him grows quickly, likely because his actions align with his words. He is consistent, present, and seemingly honest. He does not disappear for long periods, he does not act suspiciously, and he makes her feel like a priority. These factors make it easy for her to believe that he is single and genuinely interested in her. The emotional high of a new connection. During this stage, emotions are heightened. The rush of getting to know someone, the excitement of a potential romance, and the constant communication create a sense of euphoria. Every message feels important, every call brings a new level of closeness, and every meeting strengthens the bond between them. The honeymoon phase of a relationship is often marked by intense passion and optimism. It is easy to overlook minor inconsistencies or avoid questioning things too deeply because everything feels so good. The brain releases dopamine, a feel-good chemical, which reinforces the pleasure of being around this person. In other words, she is not just falling for him, she is experiencing a biological and emotional response that makes their connection feel even more special. Why his lie works so well? The effectiveness of his lie comes down to three key factors. Confidence in his response. When asked if he is married, he does not hesitate. He answers quickly and convincingly, making it seem like the idea of him being married is absurd. His lack of hesitation makes his lie believable. Consistent behavior. His actions do not raise suspicion. He is available, attentive, and seems genuinely interested in her. If he were acting secretive or distant, she might have questioned his honesty. The absence of doubt. Since she asked him directly and he gave a clear answer, she feels no need to investigate further. Why would she? From her perspective, she has already addressed the question, and he has given her a reassuring answer. This is where the betrayal truly begins, not when she finds out the truth, but in this very moment, when he consciously chooses to deceive her. He knows he is married. He knows he is lying. Yet, he does it so effortlessly, without any regard for the emotional consequences. The impact of his lie on her future choices. Because she believes him, she allows herself to become emotionally attached. She starts seeing a future with him, she invests her time and energy into their connection, and she begins to develop strong feelings. This lie does not just deceive her, it alters the course of her emotions and decisions in a way that will lead to deep heartbreak later. If she had known the truth from the beginning, she might have chosen not to pursue him. She might have saved herself from the pain that awaits her. But because she believes his words, she unknowingly steps into a relationship that is destined to hurt her. This stage is perhaps the most tragic part of the story because it is where she still feels safe. She is still in a world where this man is trustworthy, where her emotions are justified, and where their relationship is something real and full of potential. This illusion is cruel because the longer she believes it, the harder it will be for her when the truth finally comes out. The false sense of security. As their relationship deepens, she operates under the assumption that everything is as it should be. She believes she is making the right choice by investing in this man. Her feelings for him grow, her attachment strengthens, and she feels lucky to have met someone she connects with so well. But what she does not know is that this security is temporary. The foundation she is building their relationship on is not solid, it is an illusion. The truth is already there, lurking in the background, waiting to shatter everything she thinks she knows. This part of the story is crucial because it highlights how easily trust can be manipulated and how dangerous lies can be when they are told convincingly. The man has successfully created a false reality for her, and she has unknowingly stepped into it. Right now, she is still in the light, enjoying the warmth of what feels like a perfect connection. But soon, she will be plunged into darkness, forced to confront a reality that will break her heart. She just doesn't know it yet. With trust established and emotions growing stronger, the relationship between the narrator and the man progresses at an intense pace. Within just 3 weeks, she finds herself deeply in love with him. This rapid emotional attachment is a key part of her story. It highlights how quickly and deeply she allowed herself to invest in him, believing that she had found something real. At this stage, everything seems perfect. He is attentive, affectionate, and always present in her life. They talk constantly, see each other daily, and share moments that make her feel special. His actions align with his words, making it easier for her to believe in the sincerity of his feelings. When he confesses his love for her, it cements her belief that their connection is mutual and meaningful. But what she doesn't know is that she is falling in love with a carefully crafted illusion. The rapid progression of love. 3 weeks is a short period to fall deeply in love, but it is not uncommon when two people are intensely involved with each other. In situations where a relationship is fast-paced and emotionally charged, feelings tend to develop more quickly than they might in a more gradual romance. Several factors contribute to this rapid attachment. Constant communication. When two people talk every day, share personal stories, and build intimacy, emotional bonds strengthen rapidly. The more they interact, the more they feel connected. Physical presence and affection. Since they spend so much time together, she feels a sense of security and comfort in his presence. This reinforces her belief that he is serious about her. Emotional availability, or the illusion of it. He appears to be emotionally invested in her, giving her attention and affection without hesitation. His ability to make her feel special convinces her that his feelings are genuine. The absence of doubt. Because he has already denied being married, she has no reason to question his intentions. There is no internal conflict holding her back from fully embracing her emotions. The excitement of new love often creates an almost addictive feeling. The brain releases chemicals like dopamine and oxytocin, which enhance feelings of pleasure, attachment, and trust. These chemical reactions make love feel overwhelming and all-consuming. She is not just falling for him emotionally, her body is also reinforcing her feelings, making it harder for her to see any possible deception. His confession of love. When he tells her that he loves her, it is a moment of validation. She has already fallen for him, and hearing those words from him makes everything feel even more real. Love confessions hold a lot of emotional weight, especially in the early stages of a relationship. They symbolize commitment, deep feelings, and the potential for a future together. At this moment, she does not hesitate to believe him. Why would she? He has given her no reason to doubt his sincerity. His actions have been consistent, and his words reinforce everything she already feels. She believes that they are on the same emotional page, that they are falling in love together. What she does not realize is that his confession of love is a calculated move rather than an honest revelation. It is likely that he tells her he loves her because he knows it will strengthen their bond. He has already lied about being married, and by confessing his love, he is securing her emotional attachment to him. The more she loves him, the less likely she is to question him or walk away. Her perspective versus his reality. From her perspective, she is experiencing something rare and beautiful. She believes she has found someone who truly cares for her, someone who wants to be with her just as much as she wants to be with him. She feels safe, valued, and excited about where their relationship is heading. But from his perspective, things are entirely different. He knows he is deceiving her. He knows he is married. He knows he is creating a false reality for her. Yet, he continues to fuel her emotions, making sure that she remains emotionally invested. His confession of love is not just about expressing feelings, it is about keeping her hooked. The psychological impact of his lies. By making her fall in love with him under false pretenses, he is manipulating her emotions in a way that will have long-lasting effects. The trust she has in him is not real trust, it is trust built on deception. Her love for him is not based on the real him, but rather on the version of himself that he has carefully presented to her. When someone falls in love with a lie, the emotional devastation they experience upon discovering the truth is far worse than in an honest breakup. The pain is not just about losing the person, it is about realizing that everything they believed was a lie. This level of betrayal shakes a person's sense of reality, making them question their own judgment and ability to trust others in the future. The foreshadowing of heartbreak. Looking back, there are subtle signs that something is off, but she does not see them because she is deeply in love. Love has a way of blinding people to red flags, especially when they feel secure in the relationship. Some possible warning signs she might have missed. His availability seems too perfect. If he is married, how does he have so much time to spend with her? He avoids deep discussions about his past. Did he ever share personal details about his life before meeting her? If not, why? He keeps his personal life separate. Does he ever talk about his family, his job, or his daily life in detail? While these signs might have been present, they are easy to overlook when emotions are running high. She is too caught up in the excitement of their love to question anything. The calm before the storm. At this point in the story, she is still blissfully unaware of what is coming. She is in love, happy, and hopeful for the future. She does not yet know that everything she believes about their relationship is built on a lie. This is the most deceptive part of her journey, the moment where she feels safest, but in reality, she is standing on the edge of a devastating revelation. The love she feels is real, but the foundation it is built on is not. And soon, the truth will come crashing down, leaving her heartbroken and questioning everything. She just doesn't know it yet. Everything seemed perfect, until it wasn't. Just as the narrator had fully embraced the idea of being in love, reality came crashing down in the most painful way possible. The man she trusted, the man who had looked her in the eyes and said he loved her, revealed a devastating truth. He was married. And not only that, his wife was pregnant. This revelation shattered everything she believed about their relationship. It was not just a small lie or a misunderstanding. It was a betrayal of the deepest kind. She had built her emotions, her trust, and her love around the idea that this man was single and available, and now she was forced to confront the fact that her entire relationship was based on deception. The emotional impact of his confession. When someone you love lies to you about something so fundamental, the pain goes beyond simple heartbreak. It's a complete collapse of trust and reality. For the narrator, this moment is filled with shock, anger, sadness, and confusion, all at once. Shock and disbelief, the mind struggles to process such a betrayal. How could he have looked her in the eyes and told her he loved her while hiding such a massive part of his life? How could she not have seen the signs? Anger and betrayal, the realization that he chose to lie, that he made a conscious decision to deceive her, is infuriating. She had given him her trust, and he had abused it. Sadness and heartbreak, the love she felt for him doesn't just disappear, even after learning the truth. That's what makes the pain so unbearable. She still has feelings for someone who has completely betrayed her. Empathy for his wife, knowing that his wife is pregnant adds another layer of guilt and sadness. She was unknowingly part of something that could deeply hurt another woman. The betrayal extends beyond just her, it affects an innocent wife and an unborn child. His reaction, tears and apologies. After dropping this bombshell, he starts crying and apologizing. This is an interesting moment because it shows that even though he was dishonest, he still has emotions tied to their relationship. But what does his apology really mean? Is he sorry for lying, or is he sorry he got caught? Does he regret cheating, or does he regret losing her? If he truly loved her, why did he put her in this situation to begin with? His tears might seem genuine, but they do not erase the damage he has done. Crying does not undo the lies. It does not change the fact that he has a wife and an unborn child waiting for him. It does not change the fact that he willingly misled another woman for his own selfish desires. When he says, "I will always love you," it raises an even bigger question. If he loves her, why did he deceive her in the first place? Love is not just about emotions, it is about honesty, respect, and integrity. What he did was not love, it was manipulation. Why did he reveal the truth now? It is unclear why he decided to confess at this moment. There are a few possibilities. Guilt overwhelmed him, maybe he reached a point where he could no longer live with the deception. Perhaps he felt bad for lying to her, knowing how much she loved him. Fear of being caught, maybe something happened that made him think she would find out on her own. Instead of letting her discover the truth in a more shocking way, he decided to tell her himself. Emotional manipulation, it is also possible that he confessed because he knew that, even after the truth came out, she might still have feelings for him. By admitting the truth on his own terms, he could control the situation. Whatever the reason, the damage is done. The narrator is left to process a betrayal she never saw coming. How could he lie so easily? Lying about being married is not a small lie. It is an entire double life. The fact that he was able to look her in the eyes, hold her, say he loved her, and still keep this secret shows a frightening level of emotional detachment and selfishness. Men, or women, who cheat often justify their actions in ways that make it easier for them to continue lying. My wife is in another country, so it's not really cheating. She doesn't understand me like you do. Our marriage isn't working, but I'm staying because of the baby. These are classic excuses used to manipulate the person they are cheating with. But no excuse changes the truth. He made a choice to be unfaithful, and he made a choice to drag someone else into his lies. Her initial response, shock and pain. For the narrator, there is no immediate answer to what she should do. The emotions are too overwhelming. She is in love with him, yet she now knows he is married. She is heartbroken, but part of her still wants him. This emotional conflict is painful and confusing. Should she walk away immediately? Should she give him a chance to explain further? Should she tell his wife? Right now, she is trapped between the love she felt for him and the reality of his betrayal. The truth has shattered her world, but emotions do not turn off like a switch. She is hurt, yet she is still connected to him. What this moment means for her moving forward. This moment is a turning point in her life. The choices she makes next will determine how much more pain she will endure. If she stays, she will continue to be part of a relationship built on lies, and she will have to live with the knowledge that he is married with a child on the way. No matter how much he claims to love her, the situation will never be fair to her. If she walks away, she will have to face the pain of heartbreak, but she will also regain her self-respect and her sense of truth. But there is another decision to be made, one that will completely change the course of this story. Should his wife know the truth? At this moment, she might not have the answer yet. But the next step she takes will redefine everything. After discovering the shocking truth that the man she loved was married, and that his wife was expecting a child, the narrator is faced with an impossible decision. The weight of betrayal, heartbreak, and anger presses down on her, but amid all the emotions, another thought surfaces. His wife has no idea. This realization brings a new level of complexity to her pain. She was deceived, but his wife is still living in ignorance, believing she is in a committed marriage with a faithful husband. The narrator now has to decide whether she should let the wife remain in the dark or tell her the truth. Why she decides to tell the wife. Many women in this situation might choose to walk away silently, carrying the pain without involving the wife. But for the narrator, keeping the secret does not feel like an option. Several factors likely influenced her decision. Justice and fairness, she believes the wife deserves to know the truth. If she were in the wife's position, she would want to know if her husband was cheating. Anger and revenge, the betrayal was brutal, and she wants him to face the consequences of his actions. Telling his wife would expose him and force him to deal with the mess he created. An attempt to push him away, she hopes that if his wife finds out, he will finally stop chasing after her. By breaking his marriage, she assumes he will have no reason to keep pursuing her. Guilt and empathy, knowing that the wife is pregnant makes the situation even worse. The narrator feels sorry for her and does not want to be part of the deception anymore. With all these emotions swirling in her mind, she makes a bold move. She sends the wife a picture of herself with the man. The fallout, the wife's reaction. The moment the wife sees the picture, everything changes. She blocks him immediately. This response is significant because it suggests that she did not try to defend him or make excuses. She saw the truth and cut him off without hesitation. The narrator does not share many details about the wife's exact reaction, but from what we know, the wife was shocked and hurt. Discovering infidelity is devastating, especially during pregnancy. The wife was likely blindsided by the betrayal. Angry, her immediate decision to block him suggests that she did not want to hear any explanations. She did not engage in a conversation, she simply shut him out. Heartbroken, she is carrying his child, and now she has to deal with the reality that the man she trusted was cheating on her. The narrator achieved what she wanted, his wife now knows the truth. But instead of feeling relieved, she is left wondering if she made the right decision. Did she do the right thing? This is a morally complex situation. Some people might argue that she did the right thing by exposing him, while others might say it was not her place to interfere in their marriage. Arguments in favor of telling the wife. She had the right to know, no woman deserves to be deceived. By telling her, the narrator gave her a chance to make informed decisions about her future. It held him accountable, he could no longer live a double life without consequences. His lies were exposed. It ended the deception. Keeping it a secret would have allowed the lie to continue, possibly for years. Arguments against telling the wife. It caused unnecessary pain. The wife was already pregnant, and learning this truth may have put her under extreme emotional stress. It did not change much. The man is still chasing the narrator, so exposing him did not completely remove him from her life. It might not have been her responsibility. Some believe that it was up to the man to confess, not the narrator to intervene. Regardless of whether it was the right or wrong decision, the choice has been made, and now the consequences must be faced. The unexpected outcome, he still chases her. Despite being exposed, despite his wife blocking him, and despite the chaos that has unfolded, he still does not leave the narrator alone. This is one of the most confusing and frustrating parts of the story. Normally, when a cheater is caught, they either beg for forgiveness from their wife and try to repair their marriage, or disappear in shame, hoping to avoid further humiliation. But he does neither. Instead, he continues to pursue the narrator, as if nothing has changed. Why is he still chasing her? He does not fear consequences. His wife blocked him, but that does not seem to bother him. If he had truly been afraid of losing his marriage, he would have stopped immediately. He wants control over the narrator. He might feel like he is losing power over her and is desperate to regain control. He actually has feelings for her. While it is hard to believe, it is possible that he developed real emotions for the narrator, despite his deception. He is simply selfish. He might not want to lose either woman. He wants his marriage to exist while still having the narrator as his secret lover. Whatever his reasons, his persistence makes things even more difficult for the narrator. She sent the picture to his wife hoping it would make him leave her alone. But instead, he is still a constant presence in her life. The challenge of avoiding him. Unfortunately, avoiding him is not easy. She is an owner of a store in their neighborhood, which means that he knows where to find her. She cannot simply disappear or block him, she has to see him, whether she wants to or not. This makes her situation even more painful. Normally, when someone goes through heartbreak, they can create distance, delete numbers, and cut off all contact. But for her, this is not an option. She is forced to exist in the same space as the man who betrayed her. Her emotional turmoil. Now, she is faced with a terrible emotional contradiction. She still loves him. Despite everything he did, the feelings do not just disappear. She is still heartbroken. The pain of betrayal is fresh, and every time she sees him, it reopens the wound. She is confused. Part of her wants him to go away, but another part of her still longs for him. What's next? Now, she has to make another difficult decision. Should she completely cut him off, even if it is difficult? Should she give in to her emotions and stay with him despite knowing the truth? Should she confront him one last time and demand that he leave her alone? At this moment, she is caught in a painful limbo, wanting to move on, but still feeling tied to him. The truth has been revealed. His wife knows. The deception has unraveled. But the emotional damage is far from over. She must now decide how she will reclaim her power, her self-respect, and her freedom from this toxic situation. After exposing the truth and revealing the affair to the man's wife, the narrator finds herself in an emotionally devastating situation. She had hoped that by telling his wife, the man would be forced to leave her alone. Instead, he continues to pursue her, making it incredibly difficult for her to move on. The emotional battle, love versus betrayal. One of the biggest challenges she faces is the conflict between her emotions and logic. She knows she should move on, he lied, he cheated, and he broke her trust, but her heart is still attached to him. This creates an inner war that many people experience after being betrayed by someone they love. Part of her still loves him. She cannot simply erase the feelings that developed over weeks of intense connection. But she also knows she cannot trust him. He has already proven that he is a liar, and if he deceived her once, he could do it again. She feels betrayed, yet still misses him. The contradiction is painful. How can she miss someone who caused her so much pain? This emotional confusion makes it incredibly difficult to take the next step forward. Why is it so hard to let go? The relationship felt real, even though it was built on lies, her emotions were genuine. She truly believed in their love, and it is difficult to just erase that feeling. He was consistent in his affection, he saw her every day, spent time with her, and made her feel special. That kind of attention and connection does not disappear overnight. The what-ifs, she may wonder, what if he truly loves me? What if he leaves his wife? What if we were meant to be? These thoughts can keep her emotionally trapped. The pain of heartbreak, letting go means facing the full weight of heartbreak, and sometimes, people hold on because they are afraid of how painful moving on will be. His relentless pursuit, why won't he stop? Despite everything that has happened, the exposure, the wife blocking him, the truth being revealed, he refuses to leave her alone. This is a major obstacle in her healing process. Why is he still chasing her? He wants to keep his power over her. If he can convince her to stay, he still has control over her emotions and decisions. He does not respect boundaries. He is the kind of person who does not take no for an answer. He thinks he can manipulate her into staying. He genuinely has feelings for her. While it is hard to trust anything he says, it is possible that he actually cares about her. However, caring about someone does not excuse lying to them. He has nowhere else to turn. His wife blocked him, so he might be clinging to the narrator because she is the only one left. Whatever his reasons, the fact remains, he is not letting her go, and that makes it even harder for her to move on. The challenge of avoidance, he knows where to find her. One of the biggest struggles in her attempt to move on is that she cannot easily avoid him. She owns a store in their neighborhood, meaning he knows exactly where to find her. Even if she blocks his number, he can still show up in person. Unlike most breakups, where people can go no contact, she does not have that option. This means she has to face him regularly, which makes healing nearly impossible. Every time she sees him, the wound reopens. Every glance, every conversation, every moment of contact pulls her back in. How can she truly move on? At this point, she realizes that if she does not take serious action, she will remain trapped in this toxic cycle. But moving on is easier said than done. Here are some possible steps she might take. 1. Setting firm boundaries. She needs to make it absolutely clear that she wants nothing to do with him. She can refuse to engage in any conversation with him. Ask him directly to leave her alone and respect her space. Make sure he understands that there is no future between them. 2. Strengthening her resolve. Even if she tells him to leave her alone, he might keep trying to manipulate her. That is why she needs to remind herself of the betrayal. Writing down all the ways he hurt her can help her stay strong. Think about his wife and unborn child. If he can betray them, he can betray her too. Focus on self-respect. She deserves better than someone who lies and cheats. 3. Getting support. Healing from betrayal is not something anyone should do alone. She can talk to friends and family about her situation. Seek advice from others who have been in similar situations. Find ways to distract herself with hobbies, work, or new social connections. 4. Finding a way to avoid him. Since she cannot physically disappear, she might have to change her daily routines to limit how often she sees him. Ask someone to handle the store when he is around to avoid contact. Consider moving the store location if that is an option. Avoidance is one of the best healing methods, but since she is stuck in the same neighborhood as him, she will have to be extra strategic. The emotional roller coaster of letting go. Moving on is not a linear process. One day she might feel strong, and the next day she might feel completely broken again. This is normal after heartbreak, especially after a betrayal of this magnitude. Some days she might feel like she made the right decision. Feel powerful and in control. Remember why she walked away. But other days she might miss him intensely. Wonder if he really loved her. Feel tempted to go back. The most important thing to remember is that feelings are temporary. She will not always feel this pain, and as long as she keeps choosing herself over him, she will eventually heal. Why moving on is the best decision. Even though her emotions are conflicted, logically, she knows that moving on is the best thing she can do for herself. She deserves honesty, not lies. She deserves real love, not deception. She deserves peace, not emotional chaos. The hardest part is taking the first step. But once she fully commits to letting go, every day will get a little easier. Moving on from heartbreak is never easy, especially when betrayal is involved. For the narrator, the pain of deception is intensified by the lingering emotions she still feels for the man who hurt her. Healing will not happen overnight, but it is necessary for her to regain control of her life. After realizing that she cannot avoid him completely, she must now focus on emotionally detaching from him and reclaiming her sense of self. This part of her journey is about moving beyond heartbreak and rebuilding her strength. Step 1. Accepting the reality of the situation. One of the hardest but most crucial steps in healing is acceptance. The narrator must fully accept the reality of what happened. She was lied to. No matter how much she loved him, he was dishonest from the beginning. He is married. Even if his wife blocked him, he still has a commitment elsewhere. She deserves better. She did nothing wrong by trusting him, but now she must choose to walk away. This acceptance will help her stop questioning what if and start focusing on what is best for her future. Step 2. Cutting emotional ties. Even though she cannot physically avoid him completely, she can still work on cutting emotional ties. No more engaging in deep conversations. If he tries to talk to her, she should keep it brief and neutral. No reminiscing about the good times. The brain tends to remember the happy moments, but she must remind herself of the lies and betrayal. No more hoping he will change. If he could lie once, he can do it again. Holding on to hope will only prolong the pain. By focusing on these mental and emotional boundaries, she can begin to detach from him emotionally, even if she still has to see him in passing. Step 3. Rebuilding self-worth. Betrayal can shatter a person's self-esteem. The narrator may find herself questioning. Was I not good enough? Why did he choose to lie to me? What does she have that I don't? These thoughts are normal but dangerous. She must remind herself that his deception is a reflection of his character, not hers. To rebuild her self-worth, she can engage in self-care. Prioritizing her physical and mental well-being will help her regain confidence. Focus on personal goals, whether it is expanding her business, learning a new skill, or working on a passion project. Investing in herself will make her feel stronger. Surround herself with supportive people. Friends and family can help remind her of her value. She needs to reclaim her sense of identity outside of him. Step 4. Allowing herself to feel without giving in. Heartbreak comes in waves. Some days, she will feel empowered and ready to move forward. Other days, she may feel overwhelming sadness and longing for him. It is important for her to let herself feel those emotions without acting on them. If she feels sad, she can write about it in a journal. If she feels angry, she can channel that into exercise or creative activities. If she feels nostalgic, she can remind herself of the reasons she walked away. Feeling is part of healing. But acting on those feelings by reaching out to him would only reset her progress. Step 5. Finding closure within herself. One of the biggest obstacles in moving on is the desire for closure. Many people think that closure comes from a final conversation or an apology. However, the truth is, he already apologized. But he is still chasing her, proving that his actions do not align with his words. She may never get full answers. Even if he explained everything, it would not change what happened. Closure comes from within. She must decide that she is done with the situation and ready to move forward, regardless of whether he ever truly makes amends. By finding closure on her own terms, she takes back control. Step 6. Embracing the future. Letting go is not just about moving away from the past, it is also about embracing what comes next. The narrator can focus on creating a life that is fulfilling and free of toxicity. Some ways she can do this include rediscovering hobbies and passions. Doing things that make her happy will fill the space that he once occupied. Meeting new people. While she may not be ready for another relationship, expanding her social circle will remind her that there are better people out there. Visualizing a better future. Instead of focusing on what she lost, she can focus on everything she stands to gain by moving forward. Healing is a journey, not a destination. Some days will be harder than others, but with every step she takes, she moves closer to freedom from the pain he caused. Final thought, she is stronger than she thinks. It may not feel like it now, but she will come out of this stronger. She has already made the hardest choice, to walk away. Now, all she has to do is keep choosing herself every single day. The more she focuses on herself, her happiness, and her future, the less power he will have over her. One day, she will wake up and realize that she no longer thinks about him, that she no longer feels hurt, and that she has finally, truly moved on. And that day will be the beginning of something much, much better. After all the pain, betrayal, and emotional turmoil, the narrator is now standing at a crucial turning point. She has realized the depth of the deception, accepted the reality of the situation, and started working on her healing. But there is one final step left, the ultimate breakaway. True healing does not happen just by processing emotions or setting boundaries. It happens when she takes control of her life and fully detaches from the past. This part of her journey is about breaking free once and for all, mentally, emotionally, and physically, so she can build a life where he no longer has power over her. Step 1. Eliminating all contact for good. Even though she has tried to limit their interactions, he is still chasing her. He refuses to let go, making it harder for her to move forward. Now, she must take stronger action. Blocking him completely, even though his wife already blocked him, she must do the same on every platform. No texts, no calls, no social media. He must become a ghost in her life. Avoiding unnecessary run-ins. Since they live in the same neighborhood, she might have to change her schedule, ask employees to handle certain interactions, or even consider relocating if necessary. Cutting mutual connections. If they have mutual friends or acquaintances who try to bring him up in conversation, she must set firm boundaries. I don't want to hear about him anymore. By completely shutting the door, she removes any opportunity for him to re-enter her life. Step 2. Taking back her power. For weeks, she has been caught in a cycle of love, betrayal, heartbreak, and regret. But now, it is time for her to reclaim her power. No more feeling guilty for exposing him. She did the right thing. His wife deserved to know. She is not responsible for his mistakes. No more wondering if he truly loved her. A person who truly loves someone does not lie and manipulate. Real love is honest. No more waiting for closure. She does not need him to apologize again or explain himself. The past is the past. Taking back her power means no longer letting him occupy space in her mind. He is no longer the center of her thoughts, she is. Step 3. Transforming pain into strength. She has suffered deeply. The betrayal cut her in ways she never expected. But pain, when used correctly, can become fuel for strength. She can use this experience as a lesson. Now she knows the signs of dishonesty, and she will never let herself be fooled like this again. She can use her emotions to fuel personal growth. Instead of letting sadness consume her, she can channel it into improving herself, her business, and her future. She can prove to herself that she is resilient. Many people get stuck in toxic cycles, unable to escape. But she has made the brave choice to walk away, even when it hurt the most. She is no longer a victim of his lies. She is a survivor, and she is rising above it. Step 4. Creating a life where he no longer exists. The ultimate sign of healing is when he becomes irrelevant. Right now, she still thinks about him, sometimes with pain, sometimes with longing, sometimes with anger. But soon, he will become just another memory, a distant figure from the past. How does she make that happen? By focusing entirely on herself. Every decision she makes now should be about her growth, her happiness, and her success. By embracing new experiences, traveling, meeting new people, starting new projects, these things will remind her that life is much bigger than this heartbreak. By refusing to let him define her story, he was just one chapter in her life. He does not get to decide how the rest of the story unfolds. One day, she will wake up and realize that she has not thought about him in weeks. His name will no longer bring a rush of emotion. His face will be just another forgotten image in her past. That will be the moment she knows she is truly free. Step 5. Moving forward without looking back. She is now standing at the final step of her journey. She has done the hard work, she faced the betrayal, grieved the loss, and rebuilt herself. Now, all that is left to do is keep moving forward. No more looking back. She does not need to check his social media or wonder how he is doing. No more questioning her decisions. She made the right choice by walking away. No more letting this experience define her. She is not the woman who got lied to. She is the woman who took her power back. From this moment forward, she is free to build a life full of joy, love, and trust, and this time, it will be real. Final thought, the best is yet to come. This chapter of her life was painful, but it was also necessary. It taught her strength, resilience, and self-worth. It showed her that she deserves more than empty promises and lies. And now, she is ready for the next chapter, a chapter filled with truth, love, and happiness. Because the best is yet to come.